Hi everyone, we're going to start with our warm-up. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter today, and this is a song that was requested by one of our students. Four, three, two, one. Ta, 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 ta. Oh, T, 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 sa. T, 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 sa, sa. T, 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 sa. T, 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 sa. T, T, sa. T, sa. T, 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 sa, sa, T, T, sa, T, 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 sa, T, T, sa, sa, T, 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 sa, T, sa, 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 T, 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 sa, sa, sa. And some freeze dance. All right, so we have been learning about percussion instruments. We talked about the conga drum. We talked about the triangle. We talked about the xylophone. We talked about the guiro, and last week we talked about the maracas. We said that it's an instrument belongs in the percussion family if you have to hit it, shake it, or scrape it in order to make sound. So today I have an instrument that is also in the percussion family that you can make sound with two ways. You can hit it or you can shake it. So this week's percussion instrument is the tambourine. And the tambourine actually comes from Egypt. And normally tambourines are made of three parts. You have the head, just like a drum. You have the shell, just like a drum, right? The same parts, head and shell. And then these are called the zills. And the zills can be made out of different kinds of metal. And the kind of metal that it's made out of changes the sound of the tambourine. And the head is usually made of animal skin. And the shell is usually made of wood. And then these can be made of, like I said, the zills can be made of different things. And there are zills that go all the way around, right? And then you can make a lot of different kinds of sounds on this. You can do many different dynamics. You can do fortissimo, forte, piano, pianissimo. I'll show you some of the different ways that you can change your dynamics. So if you start by taking 2 or 3 fingers and tapping, that's a softer sound. Now, if you take your knuckles and you tap, it's a little bit of a louder sound. And you can take your whole hand and hit also, which will of course be the loudest sound. And when you play it that way, you're hearing 2 things. You're hearing the sound that the head of the drum makes, and you're hearing the sound of the zills. But there is a way, if you only want to hear the zills, to do that. You start by putting the palm of your hand on the head of the tambourine, and then you put your fingers on the rim of the head, and you just tap that part, and then you should only hear the zills. So if you have a tambourine at home, you can have some fun making sounds in different ways. Those aren't the only ways to make sound, but those are just some of the ways to make sound. There is one more slide. I want you to go to the next slide and practice piano and forte. Remember, forte means loud and piano means quiet. And then next week we start learning new words.